Safety gear. Let's go! Man, riding an electric unicycle already got you looking like you made a life decision with no committee approval, like you didn't sit down and plan it. You just woke up one day and said, yeah, I'm gonna balance my entire existence on one wheel and trust strangers in traffic. And people ask me about safety gear like it's optional. Optional? Nah. Safety gear is not optional. That's like saying, do I need a parachute if I'm just vibing out of this plane? Let's talk real safety gear first. Because I used to be out there dressing like I was going to a light jog. Knee pads? Check. Elbow pads? Check. Wrist guards? Check. Chest protector? Check. Man, I looked like I was about to audition for Budget Iron Man Side Quest Edition. And the worst part? It takes 25 minutes to get dressed. You're not riding anymore. You're preparing for battle. I'd be standing in my house like, hold on, babe, I can't come out yet. I'm still assembling my body. Nah, I had to evolve. Now I figured out the cheat code. Motorcycle armor, jacket, and pants. One outfit, that's it. Now I go from I might fall at 25 miles to I'm already protected emotionally and physically in like 90 seconds. Before, I had to put on knee pads like I was building a Lego set for grown men with regret. Now, one zipper and I'm out. That's not safety gear, that's efficiency. And let's talk about thrift stores for a second. Goodwill, Savers, used marketplaces. People act like buying used safety gear is risky. Bro, let me tell you something. If that jacket survives somebody else hitting the pavement at speed and still exists for $14.99, that's not used. That's field-tested engineering. That jacket has history. That jacket has trauma experience. I'm basically saying I'll take the one that already proved it doesn't explode on impact. That's not cheap. That's strategic survival budgeting. Now let's get into visibility gear, because EUC riding in traffic is crazy. Cars don't see you, not because they're evil, because drivers are multitasking like, I gotta check GPS, eat fries, argue with my passenger, and rethink my entire life while turning left. So you cannot be invisible. You gotta light it up. Headlight bright enough to say, I exist. Please acknowledge my presence before you change my future. Rear lights flashing like you're warning the universe. Reflective gear so bright you look like a walking do not hit this man sign. And yes, some people talk about mirrors, and I used to laugh too. I said, why you got mirrors on your helmet, bro? You paranoid? Nah, that's not paranoia, that's awareness, because when a truck passes you at speed and you feel your soul briefly disconnect from your body, you start respecting mirrors. You want to know what's behind you, because I don't trust silence anymore. Silence on the road means something big is thinking about you. Now let me address something I need to correct real quick. Some people say, I carry a flashlight so I can blind drivers that don't see me. Nah. We're not doing that. We're not turning into low-budget supervillains out here. You don't want to blind nobody. You want to be seen. There's a difference. We're not trying to start a I didn't see you, now we both upset situation. We're trying to do, hey driver, quick update, I am right here. Please don't merge my timeline with yours. So yeah, bright light, yes. Attention-grabbing visibility, yes, but not turning intersections into flashbang experiments, because I like surviving my hobbies. Now back to gear. The real glow-up is this. When you finally realize safety gear isn't about looking cool, it's about accepting a simple truth. The ground is undefeated. Nobody ever want to fight against asphalt and say, yeah, I think I handled that well. No, asphalt always wins. It just negotiates how much you suffer. So I ride different now. I'm armored up like I'm going to meet friction in a formal duel. Motorcycle jacket, on. Riding pants, on. Gloves, on. Helmet, locked in. Lights, bright enough to annoy satellites. Mirrors, yep, I want to know who's thinking about me from behind. And people still say, ain't that overkill? Overkill? No. Overkill is what happens when you don't wear it. Overkill is sliding on pavement thinking, I should have listened to that random guy on the internet. I'd rather look like a futuristic traffic cone than a cautionary tale. Because at the end of the day, I don't ride to prove I'm tough. I ride to prove I'm smart enough to ride again tomorrow. And if that means I look like I'm about to save the city, wear armor from Goodwill, and shine like a portable runway, then so be it, because I didn't pick the safety life. The safety life picked me right after I saw somebody hit a pothole at speed and question reality for 3 business days. Let me tell you something about riding an electric unicycle in real life that nobody tells you when you first start. They sell it to you like it's freedom. Bro, it's efficient, it's portable, it's futuristic. Yeah, it's also one bad decision away from you discovering gravity has opinions. Because the first time you accelerate too hard and the wheel says, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore, that's not a warning, that's a breakup. And that's why safety gear becomes less of a choice and more like a relationship status. You are either single with confidence or is fully armored and emotionally committed to not dying today. There is no in between. Let's talk about jackets again, because this is where people mess up. Some riders still out here mixing gear like they're customizing a character in a video game. I'll take motocross knees, skateboard wrists, Amazon chest protector, and hope for the best. Nah, that's not setup, that's confusion. You ever see somebody fully geared but still forgot one thing? Like gloves? So now they protected everywhere except the part they used to break their fall. That's like putting a helmet on and saying, I got brain protection, but my hands are spiritually on their own. That's why the armored jacket and pants combo wins. Because it's unified protection. It's not patchwork safety. It's a full system. You're not assembling protection anymore. You're just wearing it. And that matters when you're trying to actually leave the house without turning it into a construction project. Now, thrift stores again. Goodwill and Savers are dangerous in a good way because you walk in thinking you're just looking around. Next thing you know, you're holding a motorcycle jacket like, wait, this used to be $300 and it's $19.99. That's not shopping, that's discovery. People sleep on used gear, but I don't, because I trust 2 things in life: time and the fact that somebody else already tested it at speed. If it survived them, I respect that data. That's not gamble, that's field research. Now, let's talk about visibility again, because this part is serious even when it's funny. You ever notice drivers don't hit what they can see? They hit what they didn't notice until it was emotionally expensive. That's the problem. So you don't want to be subtle. Subtle is for perfumes and movie trailers, not for riding something that can hit 30 plus mph with your body attached to it. So you go bright, lights in front, lights in back, reflective strips, so when headlights hit you, you look like, hey, I am not a surprise, I am a full announcement, because surprise is what gets people in trouble. And I don't like surprise in traffic. Surprise belongs in birthday parties and free money situations, not intersections. Now, mirrors. Let's revisit mirrors, because I used to clown them too. I thought mirrors on helmets or wrists were extra. I said, bro, just turn your head. Yeah, that works until traffic turns into chaos and your neck becomes a swivel trying to process 12 different threats at once. Now I get it. Mirrors aren't paranoia, they're information. And information keeps you alive longer than confidence does. Because confidence will have you thinking, I'm good, nobody behind me. Meanwhile, behind you is a truck, a car, and someone texting like it's a full-time job. So yeah, I'll take the mirror. I want updates, I want alerts. I want to know if I need to reposition my life in the next 3 seconds. And the flashlight thing, we need to be real about that. Because I understand the feeling. You're riding, somebody cuts you off and your brain goes, they need to see me better. But you can't turn into the human flashbang system. That's not the goal. The goal is be visible and be predictable and be respected by physics and traffic at the same time. You don't want drivers reacting like, bro, I saw him. I just didn't know what I was seeing because he blinded me into another dimension. That's not safety. That's confusion damage. So we keep it simple. Bright lights, clean visibility, no chaos energy. Here's the truth that ties all this together. Safety gear is not about fear, it's about continuation. Because anybody can ride once, but the real goal is ride today, ride tomorrow, ride next month, still got skin where it belongs. That's the mission. And when you start thinking like that, everything changes. You stop asking, do I need all this gear? And you start asking, if I fall right now, what part of me is getting introduced to the pavement first? That question alone will change your wardrobe. So now when I gear up, it's not complicated anymore. It's simple. Armored jacket on, armored pants on, helmet locked, gloves on. Lights bright enough to get noticed by people in bad moods. Mirrors, because I like knowing what reality is doing behind me. And I don't look at it like overkill. I look at it like insurance I actually control, because I don't trust luck. Luck is cool until it's not there. And I don't want my ride depending on luck. I want it depending on preparation. Thanks for watching.